Hi there, this is Jen, and thanks for joining me on the Pixie Dust Designs YouTube channel today. Today we have some fun tags, and so let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be working with this die set. There are 4 pieces to it. So you've got the little circle, and then you've got this which has a hinge on it. So that's this piece. It's got a portion that it doesn't cut, so it's got that little hinge that you could lift up. And then you've got the base, and then you've got like an insert. I'm going to use this die set. I'm also going to be using the shaker strawberry die set, and I'm going to start with a triple layer shaker tag, and then I'm going to show you a really simple just a flip open tag. So I'm going to start with the shaker tag. So what I've done is I have taken this piece, which is the solid piece right here, and this is going to be a triple, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and I have taken some pattern paper and I have cut that out twice, and then I have taken this piece and I've cut that out once. So that's going to be this. And for the hinge piece, I have only cut that out one time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my score tool and I'm going to just take this and push up against that hinge. You don't necessarily need to score it, but you kind of want to make sure that it's going to fold over really nicely. So I'm just going to use my bone folder for that. And then I'm also going to use this little piece that you can add on the top right there. So we're going to go ahead and start with the shaker. So I've got a piece of acetate, and we're going to go ahead and start creating the shaker. So I'm going to start by adding a little bit of glue to the back of the peekaboo portion of the tag, and then I will take my piece of acetate. Usually you don't like using glue on shakers or acetate because I tend to overdo it a little and it squishes out a little bit, so usually I will use a double-sided tape, but I didn't put that much glue, and I was able to wipe off any excess. And then I am using some 1/8 inch foam, and it fits perfectly around the outside of the tag. So we will be adding that so to hold all of our little shaker bits in there. And so I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that I've got my foam lined up and all the corners are meeting each other so that there's no little tiny areas for any shaker pieces to come out of. And then I'm going to take a cloth and clean it up a little bit. A little bit of glue got on that acetate, and so I'll go ahead and wipe that off. And then I'm going to start my shaker mix, and I'm using some of the shaker mix from Pixie Dust, and this one is called Strawberry is My Jam. And then I'm going to add some little pink jewels in there, as well as some sparkly flat sequins. I don't know what these are called. So I'll add that in there as well, and then just kind of mix it up a little bit. But first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my brush. I have some anti-static powder that is kind of a residue from where I store my little anti-static bag, and I just took a paintbrush and dipped that in that powder to run along the sides of that foam so that the shaker pieces don't get stuck into the foam on that sticky part of the foam. So that just basically takes the stickiness away from the side of the foam so that the shaker pieces don't stick to it. And then I'll go ahead and remove that backer piece from the foam so that we can go ahead and add the back piece of the shaker tag, and that's going to keep everything inside and add a little bit of a background to the mix. And so once you pull that open, you'll see that pretty pattern paper, as well as that mix of shaker bits inside. And I think that's really super adorable. This is a great design for a tag. And you don't have to, I actually added an extra piece to this. So this is what I intended for, was to have a sentiment on it, like a to from, or even a sentiment. And so I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of white cardstock and use the die to cut that out and adhere that onto the back piece of the shaker. But you could be finished with the tag just with the shaker portion. But like I said, I went ahead and decided to add another piece, and you can even add more pieces if you desire to. I went ahead and just did the double tag, I guess you could say, and then I'll go ahead and add the finishing touches. So I went ahead and I added some glue to the top, and will attach the back piece to the shaker piece. If you want this to move around and not be attached, you can definitely just run some twine through the top and have all those pieces move, but I didn't want that, so I went ahead and attached the pieces all together. And for the top is a strawberry. This is from the Pixi Dust Designs Shaker Strawberry die set. So I went ahead and added that and added a little bit of twine through the top, and that's going to finish off this tag. Really fun. Like I said, I love the design of this die. And then for the next tag, this one's just really quick. Basically, I've cut out my peekaboo portion using some pattern paper, and then on the inside of that tag I am going to add a stamp and not color it. So I'm just inking this up in some black pigment ink, and then this is going to go into that peekaboo part. But I went ahead and I dried this because a pigment ink, especially a VersaFine, tends to take a while, and I did not want the ink to press up against the back of the pattern paper and transfer any ink. So I just went ahead and took my heat tool to dry. Then I'll run some glue around the edge of that tag and then add that to the top of the stamped portion. And that will finish off the tag. I'll add a little bow, but this would be kind of fun to actually do, add the same pattern paper on the inside and have it lift up. But lots of different ideas that you can use with these tags. That is going to do it for me and my video today. Love, love, love this die set. Super fun to work with, and I love how these tags turned out, and I hope you love them as well. If you did like this video, I would love a thumbs up. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the Pixi Dust Designs YouTube channel for lots of inspiration from the design team. That is it for me today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.